Financial Fitness Friday. I am your host, Dr. Michael Ofuani, and we are taking it to the next level. I got IQ Heavy taking it to the next level with the coaching, teaching, making people next level better. Because I'm telling you, this is information that you need to get yourself what you really, really need on that financial charts. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions on how they can do this work better, and we're here to make that a lot easier for them, make them more clear for them, and break it down. A lot of people are in a lot of different accounts. They may be able to make money, but they may not be the best teachers. So we have both going through, so we're going to be able to take it next level, make it very easy for you to learn. And it's going to be a reoccurring theme for us. And so without further ado, introduce yourself, brother IQ Heavy. Let the people know about your stock and crypto bundle. Let them know about that intel, because this is also always about the follow up, because there's no way we can get it all in one program. We're looking to do this 30 to 45 minutes. But definitely, if you're looking for that continual learning, make sure you tap in with my bro. I'm going to add his Gumroad link in the bio. And so that's going to be a thing that y'all going to be able to take it to the next level. Talk to the people.
How you doing? This is Ivan from IQ Heavy Consultants. So we're doing today is a market just closed. So what we're doing is a market recap, and we're gonna basically going over the QE and why it matters and how it's going to shape the market going into 2026. And what we'll be doing today is giving exact levels and basically things you need to watch moving forward. So with that, without further ado, let me jump into the charts.
Yes, yes. And as my bro breaks it down, make sure that y'all taking notes. Make sure that y'all get y'all pen and a pad out. Make sure that you are applying this in real time. There's no sense in making sure that you're not applying this in real time. And so we're gonna take it next up. You got it, bro? Which chart you got up right now?
Well, right now we're looking at ES. Let me zoom back for you guys. Don't worry, we'll be coming with a different setup soon so you guys will be able to get a better visual. But right now, this is the ES, which is the total market. So we're looking at basically the SPY. As you can see, we got a double top, but we also had pushing on the back end. So we're inside of a rising wedge consolidation pattern on the 23-minute. So if you were intraday trading, you'd be able to trade off of the 23-minute, coming down to the 15-minute. I'll even take some of these lights off for you guys so you can see it a little better.
That's a compliment. I appreciate that. You can't hide what you are. You got to be proud, baby.
There
Make
we
sure that
go.
y'all comment what you need to learn on Financial Fitness Fridays. Any questions that you have on Financial Fitness Fridays? Money, money is green. You know what I'm talking about? Not just black. You know what I'm talking about?
What I'm doing now is giving you guys different indicators to be able to look at to be in confluence with the market. So you can be able to look at the market as a confluence for a trend. So you know which direction you're trending before taking a trade. A lot of times people come into the market and they kind of look for the stock based off of it going up or down, but it's more so it would be better to look at the sector to figure out what's going on. So right now we're looking at the dollar, the Dixie. As you can see, we have pumped up to about almost 99 to almost to a dollar. And we fell back down, but we recovered. So as we're recovering, when the dollar's pushing, we'll go over to the indice over here. You'll notice that Bitcoin is going to be falling. So even though it's currently, these both won't trend at the same time. So with the dollar rising, you can anticipate Bitcoin and all of crypto to start to fall. So we would look for crypto to fall tonight around 12 o'clock going into the next day. You would look for the crypto markets to pull back. Now going into the ES, we're looking at the 4 hour. Bear with me. Or bring it out to the weekly. so we can start to see the trend. Now we could go out to the monthly too. That's a little further out, but this does help you establish the trend. So what we're looking at now, as you can see, I'll move these down, give you guys a better view. So what we could do is we could start to put lines in the sand so we're able to chart where we're going to be moving. And the reason all this will be occurring is because with QE, quantitative easing coming into the market, the money printer is going to come on and the market will most likely skyrocket. So what we'll do is on a wider frame, I'll show you guys how simple it is to use the 1 month chart to establish bottoms. So over here, as you see, we have a sell, a sell. By the way, these indicators are not typical. You do have to pay for them. You won't be able to have them on the chart if you just happen to get on TradingView, but we are able to walk you through it so you know exactly what platform you need to use and then what I guess program you should pay for in it so you don't go with the full one. So you're not getting taken advantage of. And if you don't want to deal with all of that, you definitely can join the link that's listed in the chat. So that way you can join our group and then you'll have the ability to have access to this as well. So as a low, we have 2174 and we'll plot it. And you see right here, we got a long tail wick. Off this long tail wick, we caught a reversal. And we went all the way up to 4,000, 4,400, coming from 2,100. This is the S&P 500. So now, as we get to there, we'll look for another bottom. We're looking for the long tail wicks. We caught a long tail wick right here at about 4,800. That also signified a top on the backside before we left out of this zone. So when we moved from the previous zone up to our high, we got rejected, we came down. But the area that we needed to get back through is the exact point of resistance that came back to reestablish to see if there was any ability to go lower. So we were able to see that we weren't going any lower right here, which allowed you to then go long. As you can see, the candles continue to go up. This is on a monthly. Now, zooming in, if you see, we currently have a similar situation establishing itself right now, where what we have here is a long tail wick at 65. Granted, yeah, 6,500 in the sand. And just off previous times, what did we learn? Just in this last, 3, 4 minutes? That when it finds its bottom, it establishes its ability to move. Now, what you could do for a homework assignment is go to Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2020, and tell me exactly what the Fed was doing during that time that allowed the market to go and rally the way it did. And then you do the same thing when we come over here and you see what occurred on Tuesday, the 1st, April 2025, for the market to rally. So as you get the information, you journal these things and you have confluence and consistency at that point, and then you come back up to the monthly you see here now. So now that we know more liquidity is coming into the market, it's safe to say the trend is going to be to the upside because we've established our floor. And our next candle on the monthly, a bit of a doji, which is an indecision. It's not a full doji, but buyers and sellers didn't really get anywhere. But we are above the previous candle. So that would signify that we are anticipating to go higher. Our high currently right now is 6,900 on the S&P 500 for the total markets. So just based off of the gap spaces that we've created, where it went from 2,100 to 4,800, we'll say we're moving about 2,000 apiece. Because from 4,800, we're at 6,900 now. So just using simple math, you can see it's about 2,000 points per, using the monthly, of course. So now, if we were to use this monthly, because this calculates years, obviously, As we go across, going into 2026, one would say there's going to be a rally. And I can anticipate us going up to about 8,000. So roughly, I'll draw a line in the sand at about 8,000. And this is how we figure out our confluence. So now that we've established the monthly, we'll look at the weekly. We've got to sell. Target is that we can come down, but we'd have to break structure in order to do so. So right now, we're currently still in trend to consistently go up. And we can come down to the daily. The daily shows us falling below. So at this point, we would take precaution and we'd make sure we have puts in place to hold us just in case we fell. However, let me zoom in for you guys. These are two green candles on the daily. So currently we're in an uptrend. We're moving. So looking left shows you what we previously did. That's not what we're currently doing. And then if you were looking for an entry on getting in above, getting into the market, I need to establish that this is a green above the 4 hour. So if you notice on the 4 hour, we are green. So this establishes my ability to know that we have confluence coming into the market while I have news that lets me know there's going to be money coming into the market. So at this point, one would take advantage of any dips or any pullbacks going into the new year because currently, now that everyone knows that there's going to be liquidity coming into the markets, they're going to sell. They're going to do tax harvesting now so that way they can buy back institutional in about 30 days. So 30 days from the 16th of December, institutional inflows will start to pick up. I've even noticed some institutional inflows going into the likes of XRP and things like Intel and things like Palantir and things like NVIDIA and things like Micron moving forward into the year, even things like DJT as well as fuel cell. Okay, so we'll move down now to look for an entry. We'll come into the 15-minute. We're still looking good on the 15-minute. So at this point, we're looking for a breakout above the wedge. We may have a pullback to retest, but at that point, we just established the last resistance zone before we got the breakout candle over here to the left. So we'll establish our floor and our ceiling. And we allow price action to show us what is going to occur versus trying to predict the market. So what I did right here is, as you see, this is pressing right against this line. If we break above it and we stand on top of it, more often than none, we'll continue to move to the upside. If we don't have the ability to break above, then we'll probably trend back down to the target that you currently see here, which is not bad, just a retest. So I'll give you a better view of it. And now you see the whole trend. But if you're familiar with patterns, this usually leads into what we call a Bart Simpson head. So right here, we'll usually hit the top of the trend and we'll catch a trickle down Bart Simpson head, which will scare a lot of people out. But I want you to understand the support is down here. So even though we got this nice big up move, the other support is currently there. So you want to make sure you bring your arrows down to your most recent support, which I'd say is about 68.54. And you also want to go with the resistance, which is the low. Some would say support, but for me, it's resistance because if it goes through it, it lost everything and it's going to continue to fall. So I would be shorting it though. So if it can't get up below it, if it can't get above it to go back up, then I'd take a short for it to go below. So that's why I'm biased to, the terminology for people saying we're resistance or support. It's the same concept as saying ceiling or floor, however you want to paint your house. But back to the chart. So what we did down here is we also established that it's in a zone right here. So now we can even look back to keep looking left, and we see that the line I drew, we don't fall below it too long, but we stay in that channel. So as long as we know we're in this channel, we'll have some testers below it, but we'll usually pop back up and we'll stay in the channel. So we're looking to get back above here. So as we move over, we can still see we're staying in trend. We're still in the channel. Oh, look at that. We broke out of the channel. Now we're in a new channel. Now that we're in a new channel, we're waiting for this channel to figure out if it has the ability to break out and create a new channel, or are we going back to revisit one of our reruns? And if we are, you'll know the moment we don't break above and the moment we lose this support here. So even though we have the support down here, that's where we would anticipate us to tag it if we lose the support up here. And now to give you some guys some trades, I think I got some trades I can actually go into for you guys. Let me see if my report is ready.
Great work, bro. Great work, bro. Great explanation there. And I want to make it even more simpler for those out there who may not even know a lot of the terminology is used. And so let's start with what is the S&P 500, and if you do futures, ES.
Let's go back around for you guys. Mm, okay. So now your question again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we want to break down a lot of the terminologies used in this video, just so that people can kind of use this to study. And so I know you were going through S&P 500, or if you do futures, ES. So what is the S&P 500 for those who may not know? If you don't mind me asking.
But S&P 500 is more so just simplified in simpler terms. It's 500 of the best companies, or the largest U.S. companies. So in this situation, it tracks about 80% of all U.S. total market and market value. So I guess good companies you want to look at inside of the S&Ps, to give you a better example, is like the Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, and JP Morgan. Now, these companies make up a lot of our industry. So because it makes up so much of our industry, it's weighted inside of this organization called the S&P 500, where all of the gains from all of the money that's made goes back into these actual stocks. These stocks continue to grow over time as we buy things. They produce more things, and it's kind of like a flywheel. But it's a reserve club for the top people that have the ability to keep doing that type of revenue year over year, quarter over quarter. So it's a big thing to be inside the S&P 500. Those let you know those are the top 500 companies.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit. That's lit. And so now, to kind of even explain, even because you had mentioned the money printers, to kind of get more detail on that. So why would companies be selling off their holdings at the end of the year and then pick it back up at the start of the year? If you don't mind us asking.
Yes, one moment. So that's tax harvesting. So what occurs throughout every year is investors make their investments most likely, most more often than none, in the beginning of the year. The reason they do this is due to capital gains taxes. So if you were to hold your shares for the full year in a day, your taxes are lower than if you were to intraday buy and sell. So if you're taking a loss at the end of the year, you get to write that off as a loss. So they write off all of the losses that they've taken for the year, and they'll sell those stocks so that way they can buy them back 30 days later, because there's rules that don't allow them to sell it and buy it right back. So they take the loss on the tax side of it so they can write it off against their taxes, so that way it can be net positive for them in the long run.
No, that's game right there. That's game right there, and that rolls into our main topic, talking about quantitative easing. And so I know that usually happens when there's a shift in administration. So we've been having a shift in the administration in terms of the way that they turn on the money printers. And so before quantitative easing, I guess we can explain that without explaining quantitative tightening. What's that process, and how does that roll into where we are currently with quantitative easing? If you don't mind
Yeah,
saying.
so quantitative easing is when the government is going to buy bonds, basically. The government's going to issue money into the markets. Quantitative tightening is when the money is going to be coming out of the market. So that means the government isn't buying any bonds. So currently, the government will be issuing $40 billion and most likely per month, moving forward until they see fit. What they're doing is buying bonds, which allows equities to go higher. That also allows banks to lend money because interest rates are being cut until they're lower. So it allows it to be cheaper to borrow money from banks. It makes it easier for banks to lend money because the government is buying the bonds. So as the government buys the bonds, the bank has the ability to lend money. And if you understand the lending money process for a bank is creating money out of thin air. So currently they can't lend as much money because we were in a tightening cycle. Money was coming out of the markets. So they don't have the ability to issue as much debt. But when money is being issued into the market, they have the ability to issue more debt. So now people will have the ability to have more home loans, have more car loans, have more personal loans, have more margin to bet in the stock market, have more leverage to be able to buy things based off the fact that you'll have more buying power now.
Nice, nice. It's no accident. Debt sounds close to death right there, right? And so the way that they use that. So we're here to get a lot of people out of debt, and I think this is a perfect introduction to talk about your crypto bundle, your stock and crypto bundle, especially as it relates to the government printing money out of thin air. What's I think that has some at least that explains a lot of why Bitcoin has been in more of digital gold in this period. Explain that particular process, and then also explain what your stock and crypto bundle can do for them in terms of the intel it provides.
Yeah, so with the stock and crypto bundle we offer, it also offers futures as options as well. So entry level coming in, it's actually a $500 value program, but we're letting it go right now for 49.99 just to get people excited and get them interested and get them involved. So what it is daily signals as well as classes. So we have a 12-week course to teach you how to master being able to be in the markets. So from 0 to 100, literally. So the brokerages you need to use, the account sizes, the entries, the exits. So that way you don't just know signal, you actually know how to trade. So what I'm doing now is I was actually pulling it up in the background so that way you guys had me move myself out the way for a second. So even if you wanted to, you had the ability to scan that scan right there for your phone and be able to get into the program, which from there, that'll bring you right into our Discord. And inside of our Discord, that'll offer you the ability to see the free channels as well as our paid channels. But our paid channel obviously is premium. So in the premium channels, it offers you the ability to have option signals daily, crypto signals daily, token unlocks daily. Matter of fact, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what allows me to share.
And the information my brother is sharing is facts, all facts. The information, the intel you're using is critical. More information, the right information, though, is what's the key. Because you can have information overload, but I love the way that he breaks it down, makes it simple for you as users to be able to get that quick trade, that executing trade, or even that long term trade, right? This rolls into what we're talking about in terms of crypto being a great money solution in these times that money is being printed out of thin air. Money being printed out thin air is a cost to you. Someone has to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the debt in the long haul of it. And so it's being passed off to the future being your children, your legacy. And so if we're not thinking about the way that we are doing that, it's ultimately going to be us that pays for it in the long run. So it's important that we know what we're doing, and it's important that we become more financially fit. Right, that's the goal of these Friday courses, Friday classes, for us to be more financially fit, so we can take it to the next level.
The current targets or these plays will continue to move. So what we do daily and monthly and yearly, this is a lifestyle. So again, zoom in right there. You'll be able to see the backdrop of it. You'll be able to pick out whichever play you felt was, in your sector for your price range. And what I would advise you to do is stalk it. Look at it. The moment we see pullbacks on it, you buy the dip because these plays are going to consistently move to the upside. I have a few more plays that I'll be able to give you guys as this is again daily, as well as if you call in, you're asking specifically, or if you're looking to speak to me, because I do have an Ask Ivan inside of the group. So you do have the ability to ask me direct general questions, and I do have the ability to walk you down the process. So I can even let me see. I'll open it up right now, and I'll give you some of the guys some of the playback for reading off what we do have the ability for you to cover. I'll give you guys a fleek. I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I'll let you guys in. Hold on. Feeling generous. It's getting close to Christmas.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Make sure that y'all are taking notes. Make sure that you are learning the times that we're in. You got to know which financial times we're in. So that's the key of why this is just part one. We're going to be coming to you all on Sunday with part two. And we're going to have more details to take it to the next level. So make sure you're tuning in. Make sure that you're sharing and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure that you are also passing this information on to those that you love, those that you also know need that information. Trading is a buddy sport. Make sure that you are trading with your buddy. Make sure you're trading with your family. Make sure you're trading with your children. Give them something to do that allows them to make money
Right.
instantaneously.
So look, what we got here is this is just coming into the community. So coming into the community, we got your general stocks. This is just a general chat. As you can see, regardless of being RGTI, Palantir, MicroStrategy, BTBT, BMNR, all ran today, all have volume. I want you to understand I call these out daily. This was called out well before 11:55 today. Timestamp is 11:55. Me and my people, we were in at like 9:35 on the dot because we understood where we were headed. We already had the report previously. Matter of fact, I'll even let me go back, give you guys some free game. As you can see, it's not just automated because and this is the free game area. This is not just automated. This is also personal touch. As you can see, I do give to my full community. So it's not a scenario where I'm just, only catering to the people that paid. I care about you guys as well. Even if you don't want to put the money up front, I still want you to make the money because eventually you're going to get to a point where you really want to learn it and it's going to take you to the next level. And that's why when we get over here, we have the ability to scroll down and when we get to the education. So we got a 12-week course. So I want you to come in, take the first 2 weeks on me. But after that, you will need to pay to go behind the wall. But in these situations, you got so much stuff. So we're talking about technicals, we're talking indicators, risk management, trading plans, crypto fundamentals, stock fundamentals, option basics, options strategies. That's listen, this right here will change your life. Trading psychology. See, a lot of people want to make $1 million, but you need to become a millionaire in your mind first. It's psychology. You want to be able to keep the money once you make the money. Building long-term wealth. Like I said, we got a lot of bot commands. I got a lot of stuff for you guys here. I got well commands. I got a lot of automated stuff that will give you guys the ability to, on a daily basis, have some free stuff to, just kind of look at, jump into. We got our dark pool. I'm getting crazy right now. I'm just letting you guys know. Like this is not the run in the mill. I shouldn't even be letting you see a lot of this stuff. I know you're gonna screenshot and take it. It's okay. We got a lot. It goes in here every day. Matter of fact, I'll go to the stock part because I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see one of my our reports, so that way coming in, you understand like what you're getting here. Go to the crypto reports. Where we at here? This is one of the reports I released to my group, to the command center. Right, we're gonna open it up though. Matter of fact, we're gonna actually go into it. I want you guys to take a walk with me for a second. This is just a quick walkthrough. Just want you guys to see what was going on out here. These are the type of reports you get when you're in the mastermind, when you're in the IQ heavy intelligence, and that way you're paid. See, this part, this is the sauce. So just this report alone, I'm gonna scroll through fairly fast because I don't want, we're taking it, but the futures markets. You want to do futures? See, we make $1,000 a day. Sometimes we do it in about 10 seconds. Sometimes we do it in 10 minutes. This is futures. We always know the levels. We always know the levels. We don't miss. When it comes to the breaking news catalyst, you would have loved to be here the other day when I put this out to let you know that we had a trading rating of 9.5 for the whole marijuana sector, way before they decided to tell you that Trump was reclassifying it. Immediate trading plays, top cannabis plays, Tilray. See, it's all about the information. We have the data. AI infrastructure data plays. Scrolling, Iran, bro. Come on, listen. We got the tech updates. This is just this is just some of the stuff you get on a daily basis. Listen, go look at Tesla. See what Tesla did from 2040. We watched Tesla go from here, and we called it going to 500. It's not even done. Tesla made a crazy run. We had a trader today jump into Tesla. She lost a little bit of money. She hit me back and said, "Yeah, I knew the levels. I jumped out, jumped back in, rode it back up, got my money, got back out." I think she said she did Tesla for $3,000 this week. This week. So, like I said, it's just jumping in. People here are making money. I mean, you're just missing out if you're not in. Like I said, this is a $500 program. It's worth the value is worth way more. I got a Bible in here. I'm not even gonna tell you guys where it is. You got to be in the group. But when you get in the group, if you could figure out where the Bible is, it's a candlestick Bible. You learn that Bible, and you'll never have to work again. I can guarantee it. But let's continue. Let's continue. We look at the bearish sectors. So if you want to short, teach you there. We get into key events. This is just from the. This is old. I want you guys to know. This is old. Key events, economic data, Wednesday, December 17th. Like if you want to get in, come join up. Silver, Broadcom. We do long swings. We got global market snapshots. We do crypto market analysts. Like I said, everything. You want to know how to trade the pre-market. You want to know what we should be looking at in the pre-market. You want to listen. If you don't want to think, you like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with that course. I just need signals. I just need to know what to trade, when to trade, how I'm trading it, what I'm gonna make. We got that for you too. I just want you to learn how to fish. That's all.
Facts, facts, facts. That's what we're here for. Bro's providing that sauce. I appreciate the bro for teaching the community. This is critical to teaching our community. Our goal is to teach our people how to fish long term. But to my bro's point, if you need that done for you, if you need that direct signal, we also got that for you too. This is all part of our Lovepreneurship podcast, taking it next level, part of our IQ heavy partnership as we take things to the next level. We got trading bots coming. Right, we got our own platforms coming. We got it flowing out, especially on the AI tip, on the AI level. We're here to not just only use the particular products, but we're here to actually utilize or create and invent those products for ourselves. As we
Look, you
create
give
those.
you giving them too much stuff. I ain't even want them to know. They don't even know yet about the AI. We're gonna put them on. We got a whole trading course in there for them.
Nah, facts, facts. Bro talking the facts. Bro talking the facts. They're gonna see us. They're gonna see once the ship is moving. You know what I mean? And that's the key because what they say, no one wants to get in a train that's standing still. But once this train gets moving, I hope y'all ready to get on board. That y'all can really get y'all tickets. That y'all can really take it to the next level, or you might have to wait to the next stop. You dig? But this is the key. This is the flow. This is amazing information. We're gonna be coming back at y'all head tops for part two, and we're still gonna be breaking down quantitative and easing more on a more basic level to really make sure that it's made easy. That's the goal for everything because investing should be easy. Making money
Yeah.
for your family should be easy, right? Especially what you do that makes sense. And this is something that's exactly why, to my brother's point, it's important that we teach you all how to do this so that you can teach others, right? We don't just want to keep the because somebody taught it to us, right? Somebody showed us the way. Somebody took the time out and schooled us when we didn't know too much, right? So it's important that we do that for others. And so make sure that y'all do that for other people. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe with this video. We soon to close out, Brody. Give the people your information. Tell them, give them that sauce of what you want to close out on.
Yeah. 2026 gonna be a great year, like I said. And if you're trying to get into the Discord, the link is obvious. You got the link in there, right?
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
got
Yes,
the link.
sir.
We got the link in there for you. And if, like I said, it's well, let's drop the other link for him too, because sometimes people just want to be a fly on the wall. So let's give them the let me throw that in there. Let's give them the regular link too, so that way they could just jump into the Discord. But that we're
Already.
gonna we're gonna add that in there for them. Let me see what I could do. Hold on.
Roger that. Roger that. We're gonna put it in the description as well once the video uploads. We're gonna put that in the
Yeah.
description for y'all. So y'all gonna
So
see that in the description. Make sure that y'all take yourself to the next level. Tap in with the IQ heavy bundle. Make sure you tap into the intel. Make sure you tap into the Discord. Slowly but surely, it will make sense. Don't give up on your journey, right? Don't give up in investing because you're not just investing in stocks and in other companies. You're investing in yourself. This is an education. This is a skill set, and it gets easier as you make it easier for yourself. This is not
hold
a get
on.
rich
Hold on.
scheme, right?
Hey,
This is not a
sometimes you got to show them sometime. Let me cut the camera off. Let me flip it around for him. Y'all see listen, you see this, listen, this is what I do. I'm just letting y'all know. The money is made every day. I give you the transparency. Tap in. That's all I'm explaining to you. I don't got this many screens because the shit look good. I'm just telling you.
you got to invest in yourself. To my brother's point, you got to invest in yourself. You got to stay up to date on the information because the information, the righteous information, will be what takes you to the next level, right? So make sure that y'all tapping into the truth. I appreciate my bro for taking the time out. This is very critical in our journey, and so we're gonna get back to y'all on Sunday with part two. We're gonna get back to y'all on Sunday with part two. So keep the information going and stay tapped in and keep your IQ heavy or light for others, right? By making IQ heavy, light, or be the light by making your IQ
No,
heavy.
but
Let's say that better. Yeah. Be the light by making your IQ heavy. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna get it later. They're gonna get it later. You know what I'm talking about? So make sure that y'all take intelligence, that you're financially fit on these Fridays. That's gonna be the name for today. We're gonna do that on a recurring basis. And for Sunday, that's gonna be security saving Sunday. You know what I mean? We like these alliterations out here, make it hard to say. Say that 3 times fast. That's what we say. I'm talking about security saving Sunday, security saving Sunday, security saving Sunday. I'm talking about. Make sure that y'all take it to the next level. Make sure that you're financially fit on this Friday and all Fridays moving forward. And on that note, we closing out. Appreciate you, Brody.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.